Okay, so we'll now continue on, and this is probably the most important part of the NHER portal and the access permits is submitting the applications. So I've broken this section down into the different steps within the application process, and we'll go through in a huge amount of detail each different step. Before we actually enter the application process, I do just want to point out a few things. So there is multiple ways you can submit an application in the NHER portal. So where in the NHER portal can you submit your application from? As demonstrated earlier, you can submit applications and create shortcuts from your built-out vehicle configurations if you have chosen to utilize that functionality. The most common place is the application tracker where you can select new, amend, renew or cancel application. So that's starting from scratch. From there, you can also copy previous applications. So if you're doing some similar applications, maybe all with the same route or all with the same heavy vehicle, you can shortcut the process as well by copying previous applications, which I will demonstrate. And the last one there is the permit library. So from your permit container, if you want to submit a new route or an amendment application or a renewal application, to create any confusion, you can start to actually submit applications directly from that permit library, which is creating that automatic link to that permit library, which means if you're going to be adding routes, we'll be, of course, adding them onto the permit that you are submitting that application from. And the same thing for a renewal. So as long as it is an NHER portal issued permit, submitting a renewal application from the permit library is going to be a big recommendation of mine. So I'll actually demonstrate that permit library functionality a little bit later on. But I do want to now just jump back to my training environment of the portal, back to my default home screen just as a good starting point. So as we said earlier, we can submit applications from our vehicle configurations in order to create a shortcut. We can submit applications from our permit library, and I'll demonstrate that later on when we're focusing on the permit library. But our main section here is going to be from the application tracker. So these are complete blank applications, not utilizing any shortcuts, the new, amend, renew, or cancel. Before I enter a brand new application to demonstrate for you today, I did just want to show you how to copy previously submitted applications, once again creating a bit of a shortcut. So just by selecting on an application here, you can see I've got the copy application button. And what that will do is create a complete duplicate of that application, which then you can just change minor details, okay? And if you, once again, find that to be beneficial to you as the user and how you want to create shortcuts for the application, by all means, I definitely recommend that. Just to be very careful, though, and make sure you are checking that application very, very thoroughly before you submit it. Okay, so that is how you can shortcut the process there by copying previously submitted applications. But I am going to now select on the new application, and we're going to start a complete application by scratch. So selecting new application, once again, it's going to give me that option to reference or nickname my application. This is completely up to you as a customer. Okay, so it might be suburb to suburb if you're going to be doing a single route application, just anything that is going to help identify that this particular application, just from looking at it, and you can see in the background here, we've got a long list of applications, and one of those customizable fields in your search table functionality is actually this reference field. So you are actually able to then complete a search based on your reference. So just something to be aware of as a tool to help you as a customer, but this reference or this nickname essentially is completely up to you. So just going to select OK. And I have now entered the complete 6-step application process. So I'm just going to jump back to my presentation now. So I just demonstrated where you can go to submit those applications.